Hey guys, it's been a while. Sorry about that. Been losing my mind over another evil woman with a pretty face. Anyways, most of you probably know that Bumblebee's my favorite Transformers character and just one of my favorite characters of all time. I have two personalities, Spider-Man and Bumblebee. I've also come to realize that I've barely even gotten to talk about Bumblebee. So what better way to fix that than by making a video where I rank every Transformer movie based on Bumblebee's role in them. This video is very specifically just about Bumblebee, not the actual quality of a film. So don't get all up in arms when a film that's generally liked by everyone gets put behind an abomination like AoE or... yeah. Let's get on with the list, shall we?
Oh shit, what are we gonna do now?
I love the 86 movie. It's my third favorite Transformers film behind DOTM in 2007, but Bumblebee doesn't do much in this. He has like, what, 3 scenes? One in the beginning, one in the middle, and one in the end. I'm glad he didn't get slaughtered like the rest of his season 1 companions. Yeah, I don't have much to say except that I'm glad to see after all the years in between season 2 and the 86 movie, Bumblebee and Spike are still bros. Oh, and Dan Gilvezan is an amazing voice actor who should totally reprise his role as Bumblebee more often. I genuinely think he could be as iconic in the role of Bumblebee as Peter Cullen's Optimus Prime, if everyone just didn't forget he exists.
But I think just his can-do spirit, he was the little engine that could. And I think that appeals to people because I think they enjoy seeing someone giving their all for a cause.
This movie is a nightmare. I considered putting TLK at last place, but I really do like Bee's design in this, and he does have way more screen time than in 86. That being said, while Bumblebee does have quite a bit more screen time in this movie, that doesn't mean it's good screen time. His introduction in this movie feels washed and old. We're 5 movies into this film franchise that tries to follow the same formula as much as it possibly can. It's the same scene as Bumblebee's introduction in Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon. What the fuck? All of a sudden, Bee gets the superpower to fall apart and just put himself back together with no explanation ever given. This is insane. Doesn't this make Bumblebee pretty much like undefeatable? How did he get these powers?
I'll burn you so bad you'll wish you died as a child.
Jesus, that's a little much, don't you think, Bumblebee? Bee gets sniped with a tracker, and there's no way he wouldn't have felt that, but whatever! So he's the reason the Autobots' hideout gets exposed, and what's his reaction when he finds out?
Oh, know our hiding places. What's this? The tracker brought them right to us. When are you gonna grow up?
That's it? That's all you have to say for yourself, mister? I feel like there should have been more... Hey! Where's the rest of your body, Bumblebee? His entire body is missing! For multiple shots! Hello? Can anyone hear me? What? Why are we in World War II? What's going on? Jetfire? Is that you? Oh man, is this gonna be the reunion matchup we haven't gotten since the first movie? Oh no, okay, we're underwater now, I guess. We're fighting Optimus now, and this far into the movie I've fallen into a deep depression that can only be cured in one way. Then Bumblebee speaks, and I don't give a fuck, because this movie clearly doesn't give a fuck, since that's not what Bumblebee sounds like. Optimus has heard Bee's voice since Cybertron fell, and I'm pretty sure Bee is not Optimus Prime's oldest friend. Maybe oldest friend that's still alive, I guess. This movie is a goddamn nightmare, and if you like it, that's totally fine. Everyone has their own opinions and perspectives on media. I'm glad you were able to get something out of it when I wasn't. But yeah, this movie fucking sucks, and I'm pretty sure Bumblebee lost his sanity in this movie.
I'll burn you so bad you'll wish you died as a child.
No captain, my captain.
Rise of the Beasts, aka Bumblebee's Revenge of the Fallen. Now that we've had some time and another Transformer movie come out, I think it's fair to say that this movie is kinda mid. Best Transformers movie, my ass. I think they played it a little generic with the movie lines be used. Like, seriously, how many more times is Hollywood gonna reference Goodfellas, Say Hello to My Little Friend? Also, he uses a line from the movie They Live.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum. I have come here to kick ass.
But they edited out the chew bubblegum part. Like, why? B does have some nice moments. I like him trying to talk back to his racist dad in the one scene that references the Bumblebee movie. I like, what the hell am I looking at? I like how in the final battle, as soon as Mirage is out of the picture, B is more than happy to be the main human support, fighting with Noah and saving Elena. As a big Bumblebee fan, I wish I could say I felt much during his death and resurrection. I actually might have if they didn't show everything in the trailers. I'm not saying them reviving B wasn't the most obvious thing ever, but could you imagine during the marketing for Revenge of the Fallen they showed Optimus getting killed in one trailer and then him fighting in Egypt in another? I don't care how obvious it is. You don't show me the death and resurrection of a character in a trailer. I think that's more than fair to say. One good note, I guess, as a supporter of the Son Bumblebee and Dad Optimus movement, I like how during the film, Bumblebee's presence is still felt with Optimus Prime's rage for Scourge. I like the shot of Stratosphere holding our boy. How exactly did B get that off-road upgrade again? I don't know, but it made for a kick-ass toy. The last thing I have to say is, when B gets his off-road upgrade, the car has black wheels, but every time he transforms, the silver wheels from the old alt mode show up. Wow. Great job, guys. Great movie. 10 out of 10. Best Transformers movie ever.
Badassatron.
In case you were wondering.
Badassatron.
You like that, right?
Badass.
I'm gonna need you to talk less.
Next up, we have the most recent Transformers movie. First of all, round of applause for giving us a movie where Bumblebee can talk from beginning to end. I bet this is gonna be a lot of people's number one B just for that reason alone. But me personally, I have some gripes with him. First of all, his inclusion in the film feels so forced. Bumblebee has no business being in the prequel story of how the war started that deals with Sentinel Prime, the origins of Optimus and Megatron. B should always come way after all that. But since he's a recognizable and marketable guy, we gotta figure out a way to fit him into all this. And like, he's okay. I like the joke that he's always talking. It's almost like Bumblebee also knows this is his first movie with a voice box, so he's gotta use it as much as possible. That being said, I'm not a fan of Keegan-Michael Key. I don't find his stuff that I've seen very funny, and you know, it's fine. He's there to make the kids laugh, and some of my friends that I went to see the movie with found him funny, so it's all good. What really kind of gets at me is how old B sounds. You know you're doing something wrong when the voice actor for Bumblebee is older than the voice actors for Optimus and Megatron. I think this is just another case of studios wanting to hire a famous, recognizable face, so more people would want to see the movie. Funny how that didn't work out. I feel like if you actually got a kid or someone who can do a younger voice as Bumblebee, a lot of his dialogue actually would have been funnier and even kind of cute.
Oh, Steve! No! I am so sorry. We can fix it. Don't worry, Dad. Steve!
Yeah, I'm just generally not crazy about this version of B. I would take animated, G1, IDW, Bayverse, almost any other version of the character over him.
I'll never talk.
What the fuck? You're probably wondering to yourself, is this goober really putting the movie titled Bumblebee, where Bumblebee is the star, in 6th place? Wait! Stop commenting! Hear me out. I love the Bumblebee movie. I still rewatch it to this day. But this Bumblebee is like a baby for most of the movie. Early on, alongside with losing his voice box, B loses his memory so he can be cute little marketable silly guy for the rest of the movie. And I'm not even saying that as a negative. I'm here for it. I fuck with this Bumblebee, but I also like seeing B interact with other Autobots, which this movie doesn't really have. The movie's called Bumblebee, but it's definitely the Charlie movie. I really don't have much to say about this little yellow guy besides his fight with Blitzwing in the beginning is really awesome. Beats any fight in Rise of the Beasts. I also love the redesign, even if I think it could have used more car parts in the robot mode. If you don't believe me, I mean, look how badly Hasbro has struggled with that design. Specifically, I really like the redesign of Bee's head and how they simplified the crazy looking Baver's head. I like Bumblebee's voice in the movie, even if it is just the voice actor's normal voice, I'm pretty sure. I think it's kind of funny how we have a movie that explains the origin of Bumblebee speaking through the radio. But yeah, cute guy, and if you're upset that I put him so low in this ranking, then fuck you, I'll put Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee over him if I want to. This is my list!
Bumblebee! Get in the garage.
Go! I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. Just go in the garage quietly, please.
Holy mother! Oh my god!
Get in the garage now!
Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee holds a very special place in my heart, as not only was this my first Transformers movie, it was my introduction to the character of Bumblebee. I feel like with this entry I have to talk about more than just the movie, like the insane amount of toys Bee got in this era. To this day, I don't think there are any Bumblebee figures that outdo the Human Alliance and Hunt for the Decepticons Deluxe, maybe the Masterpiece. I love his new vehicle mode and robot design. I know a lot of people find Baver's Bumblebee to be creepy looking or whatever, but I've never subscribed to that. He looks like a freaking robot alien, what else do you want? As for the actual movie itself, I think Bumblebee does a great job at being the secondary main Autobot protagonist. He's the definition of support in this movie. Optimus Prime is coming to rescue Sam. Boom, Bumblebee's here too. Sam's on a mission to find the Matrix of Leadership. Count Bumblebee in. Also, these guys are here too, for some reason. I still hold to this day that Revenge of the Fallen would have been like a little better if instead of having Skids and Mudflap here with Sam and friends, swap them out with literally anyone else. Sideswipe and Jolt, Ironhide and Ratchet, the RC Sisters, Jazz's Corpse. On a positive note, it's very entertaining to see how much Bumblebee hates the twins. I wish they played with that more in the movie.
Got to blend in with your surroundings. You know, you got to be part of the landscape. Ow!
I'd be insane not to mention Bee's kick-ass fight scene with Rampage and Ravage. I don't have anything to say, you've seen it, you know how cool it is. Overall, I really do love Bumblebee in this movie. Crying and scaring away the hoes, he's just like me for real. Definitely a little unhinged. Why is this the second movie in a row where he pisses on someone? But I grew up with the guy. I like his pep talk to Sam, I love the look of the battle mask. I will say though, unlike most movies, Bee doesn't really get a finale moment. We last see him in a group shot when the Fallen shows up, and that's it. So in honor of his abrupt ending in the movie, I'm going to continue the tradition. I really like Bumblebee in Age of Extinction. This movie simultaneously has one of the best and worst Bumblebee designs. Ugh, so ugly. I know some people don't like Bumblebee in this film as much, saying he's a bad team member getting into fights with Autobots, is easily agitated and just angry throughout the film, but so am I watching this movie. Hear me out. I grew up being obsessed with the first 3 Transformer movies, so much so that I even held characters like Jolt dear to me. By the time Age of Extinction was coming out, I was angry and confused as to who these new characters in the trailers and toy lines were. When the movie finally came out, I was bitter that all the side Autobots like Sideswipe, Ratchet, Dino, the Wreckers were dead, just like that. It made me retroactively dislike these new Autobots with weird human-looking faces. And this is definitely me looking too deep into it, but you can almost feel that with Bumblebee in this movie.
You know what?
Just save us so much time.
This is his 4th outing now. All his friends are dead, killed by the species he's sworn to protect, surrounded by a new group of Autobots that not only don't respect him, but he's had to be the leader of in Optimus Prime's absence. This movie also has the newest amount of Bee sound clips since the first movie. I love his little uh-ohs, and what was that? I don't understand why they didn't keep doing that in the other movies, but it's much appreciated here. Bee and Strafe just make sense together. And even though Optimus is the one with human friends in this one, Bee still gets his moment to save the meatbags, except oh, they're dead. No, they're dead. They're dead. They're gone. There's no, what?
are the best!
Message from Starfleet.
Throughout the inanimate vastness of space.
Down like visitors from heaven, hallelujah!
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. So, I started recording and editing this video before I even finished writing the script. And in between all that, I gave 2007 a rewatch, and I realized, wait a minute, Bumblebee isn't actually in this very much. And I kind of started to regret my decision of putting him in third place. Turns out, wow, who would have thought that editing and making your video before the script is even done isn't really a great idea. But the more I think about it, even though Bumblebee doesn't do much in 2007 compared to AoE or even Revenge of the Fallen, the few scenes he does have, especially in the beginning, really evoke the magic of this movie and why I love it so much. There's really something special to me.
50 years from now, when you're looking back at your life, don't you want to be able to say you had the guts to get in the car?
I love this guy. The first mute Bumblebee to start the trend many people hate, but I actually kinda dig. I think talking through the radio along with his fun, kick-ass personality makes for such an entertaining character in these movies. I mean, don't get me wrong, it also really helps that he is one of the only characters to not only be in all of these movies, but actually have defining traits. One thing this movie does pretty well is show off Bumblebee's character even when he's just in vehicle mode as Sam's car. You can tell B is just a hothead who's having fun. Of course, I love the design, especially the one he gets when scanning the new Camaro and the figure that accompanied it. Oh, I'm sorry, did you think I was talking about the 2007 Deluxe? You're mistaken, I'm clearly talking about the
Ultimate Bumblebee comes to life with communication through music and robotic technology.
That will teach them to mess with an Autobot.
Ultimate Bumblebee is the most advanced Transformers figure ever.
Let's roll out.
Oh, that's torture. That's torture of my comfort character. Okay, at least B is free now. I don't have to see him suffer anymore.
God damn it. God damn it.
Okay.
Bumblebee gets disabled so Sam can be the hero who protects the Allspark, but it ain't all bad for B. With the help of Michaela, he helps Lennox and his team take down Brawl in a cool sequence. We also see his shoulder cannons for a split second. It's so rare we ever see him use them, and when he does, it's always for a split second. Who came up with the idea of Bumblebee pissing on Simmons? Seriously, even as a kid I found that weird as hell. Oh yeah, Bumblebee talks at the end of this movie. But how does he talk again? Well, I always assumed that his vocal cords were fixed by being in close proximity to the Allspark. But if the Allspark can heal his voice, like it also healed Frenzy, why didn't it fix his feet that were torn off? And why was he still using his radio voice by Revenge of the Fallen? Could it be that the Allspark fixed his voice for a little bit, but once he was separated from the Allspark, his vocal cords went away? I also remember hearing once that it wasn't the Allspark, but Ratchet's healing laser that slowly fixed his voice, but I couldn't find a source on that, but I do remember hearing that somewhere. Wait, if a shard of the Allspark can bring Cybertronians back to life like it did Megatron, why didn't the Autobots use it on Jazz? Why is it that every time I finally decide to make a video and record one of these, I end up getting a sore throat? Did you know Bumblebee was originally going to be using a mix of his regular and radio voice in Revenge of the Fallen? We actually have a clip of B talking from that early version of the film.
Than just me can't be the end-all be-all in your life.
What? Your purpose.
Sam!
I don't know.
Wait, what was I talking about again?
Let's roll.
Predacons Rising is not a great movie. It barely even counts as a movie, clocking in at 66 minutes. It's more of like an extended episode of Transformers Prime. Bumblebee is the closest thing we have to a main character in this movie, and right off the bat we pay off something that was set up all the way in season 1 of the show, with Bumblebee getting promoted from Scout to Warrior. In case you forgot, it wasn't B killing Megatron that garnered the promotion. Ever since the start of the show, Bumblebee could have been promoted, but he wanted to wait until he was on Cybertron. TF Prime was the Transformers show I grew up with, and yes, I also latched onto this version of Bumblebee too. And even while admittedly, B doesn't do as much as a lot of the other Autobots, he still remains as my favorite character from the show. What can I say, man? He's just like me for real.
Oh, for Primus' sake.
Will someone keep him occupied so I can get some work done?
Predacons Rising is a victory lap for Bumblebee as he has his voice back, one that is pretty good for this specific version of the character. B also gets to show off some leadership skills.
I'm not leading. I'm scouting.
Oh, sorry, I meant scouting skills. Grabbing a random stick and claiming it's the immobilizer to Predacons, I feel like that's a little bit of a close one, B. Everyone in this movie is also aware of B's accomplishments and lets him know. I just wish there were like a couple more scenes in this movie with B, maybe even with Ratchet considering their relationship in the show. But yeah, Predacons Rising, while also sharing the same name as an episode of Transformers Animated, shows us a real ideal version of Bumblebee. Before he fucking fell off.
We gave him a hell of a run.
Dark of the Moon is fucking awesome. Oh my god, that alt mode upgrade, fucking chef's kiss. To this day, my favorite alt mode B has ever had. I fuck with the slight redesign. B looks like he's been working out. Design made for an excellent little deluxe class figure too. This is B's first movie being part of Nest, so it's almost like we have a reverse of ROTF. Now Sam is the one who wants to see Bumblebee more.
Important to you, and I'm not trying to diminish it or, guilt trip you or anything. I just never see you anymore. You can't come to the garage, just hang out one night?
After this little scene in the beginning showing off his mech tech getup, we, hold on guys. What was that? Mech tech is the name of the toy line, not the alt modes with blasters? They're called Stealth Force? What the fuck is stealthy about a Camaro with a bunch of cannons? Anyways, we don't see B again for a while until Sam has an aneurysm. I really love the scene between them. It shows that no matter how much time has passed, those two will always go back to their bickering. Which leads into, of course, the best team of heroes to ever grace the silver screen. Sam, Dutch, Special Agent Seymour Simmons of Sector 7, Bumblebee, Wheelie, and Brains.
Tell Megatron, let's tango.
While this isn't specifically related to Bumblebee, one thing I love about Dark of the Moon is how they got a new color grader for the movie named Stefan Sonnenfeld, who knocked it out of the park. Bumblebee, along with all the other characters in this movie, really pop like never before, even the ones with black or silver paint jobs. The coloring in this movie is so good that Stefan was nominated for an HPA award for outstanding color grading. Okay, mini ramble over. What's next? Oh, one of the coolest fucking scenes of all time. Hey, so when B was giving his affectionate goodbye to an emotional Sam, did he know that it was all a lie? Did they even know Sam had a Decepticon watch on him? Way to traumatize your friend, dude. B continues his sprawl of animal hating by killing Laserbeak. I think that's 3 animals he's killed in these movies now. After seeing his buddy Q get war crimed, B escapes with the help of Wheelie and Brains and kills Soundwave in a fight that's cool, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't have minded if it lasted a little longer. Soundwave kinda went out like a bitch. Oh yeah, and if that wasn't enough, Bumblebee takes down the last pillar, pretty much saving the day for good. You really can't go wrong with Dark of the Moon Bumblebee.
I love this car.
And that was my very correct, not subjective list of Bumblebees in the Transformers movies. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, if I should end my life because I put your favorite B too low on this list. I should clarify that I really do love almost every version of Bumblebee, even if I sounded very cynical for some certain parts. Yes, even you, TF1 Bumblebee. Out of all the Bumblebees out there in general, I think my favorite has to be from Animated. I never fully watched all of Animated until very early in high school, and seeing a character as energetic, wisecracking, and silly as him, as a freshman, of course I'm going to connect with him and try my best to make that my personality. Anyways, I'll see you guys when I see you. I'm sorry for being such a terrible YouTuber. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope I get this out before then. Anyways, I'm going to go to this Julie concert. Bye!